Hello and welcome to another Day of Dragons video. First off, I'd like to just say thank you for all the support on my last Day of Dragons video. I really never thought it would blow up like that. I mean, I get an average of like 30 views per video, so it was pretty shocking to me that it blew up the way it did. Also, I would like to say hello and welcome to all my new subscribers. Hopefully, you'll stick around. I'm gonna start this off simple by just saying, first and foremost, like my last Day of Dragons video, this is primarily my opinion. Any information I share is just what I've heard from other YouTubers, original backers, and players I've encountered in the game. I'd also like to clear up some things in this video, and of course, I'm also going to talk about the update to the Legacy version of Day of Dragons. And again, just at the very beginning of the video, I'm going to clarify that this is going to be my opinion. I have a playlist on my YouTube that's called Opinions/Just Chatting, and if you check, that's where my last Day of Dragons video is as well. It is an opinion. It's not meant to be taken extremely seriously. And on that note, I will also be discussing some of the comments I received on my last video. But first, I can admit when I'm wrong about stuff, and I did put in my description in my last video that I may have been wrong about some stuff, and lo and behold, I was wrong about some stuff. Like, for example, the shadow scale chat sound. The sound that it makes in the trailer, it is technically a Utah Raptor sound. It's very recognizable in media as the sound that a Utah Raptor makes. And some people were saying to me that people don't actually know what a Utah Raptor sounds like because it's dead. Like, I didn't say, first of all, a real Utah Raptor. I said people know what a Utah Raptor sounds like from Jurassic Park and the Isle. From Jurassic Park and the Isle, not a real Utah Raptor. Calm down. And also, people coming to me in my comments saying that you clearly didn't watch Jurassic Park when I mentioned it like for a single second is ridiculous. I grew up on Jurassic Park, so like, you know, stop. Anyway. I also got I didn't get a lot of comments about this, but I got a couple people saying that the blue skin that the SS has isn't actually iconic. It is, like the original skin that it had for showcases or something, and I didn't really look into it, and I really didn't think about it too hard. I saw blue, and I was like, SS iconic is blue, and I was like, yeah, that's the end of it. It's the iconic. It's not actually the iconic. It is like that original first ever SS skin. It's not the iconic. I was wrong. It happens. And I'll admit it. I was wrong about the SS chat sound and the SS skin. It is very close to iconic though, and I will say that I am still solid in a lot of my opinions with that. I still believe that they should have showcased way more skins in the trailer, because, like, people want to see, you know, we want to see all the cool skins, like, that the design team spent ages on to make. Like, show them off. Some people are very, very into cosmetic stuff, and showcasing the different skins and varieties that the dragons can come in is gonna be, like, a huge thing that's gonna bring people in. Some other people were saying to me that it's not meant to actually be like a trailer to bring people in. It's just like a trailer to nod toward the Kickstarters in the beginning of the game. Okay, well, that's totally fine. Why is it called an official trailer then? And why is it on their Steam page? Why didn't they release it on Patreon? Why didn't they send it emailed out to their Kickstarters? Why didn't they release it as a Kickstarter trailer, or I don't know, something like that? They released it as an official trailer, and they're using it as the trailer on the Steam page. So to me, that means that it's the official representing trailer. And for an official representing trailer, I really think they could have done better. But that's, again, just my opinion. Next we're gonna move on to some controversies, as if I haven't already been talking about controversies. The Broodwatcher, Blitzstriker, Lava Elemental, and my overall opinion of the game. You know, I got a lot of comments like, why did you buy it if you don't like it? Why did you, nobody told you to spend all that money on the Patreon or buy the game over and over to get it on your alternates. You're right. Nobody told me to do that. I did that because I love dragons. And it's like the best dragon game that's actually out and available to play right now. So, yeah, I'm gonna spend money on it. I bought the game out of my own volition. I bought it because I wanted to. I bought it because I still enjoy it to a degree. Mostly, like, playing with friends because, I mean, if you've ever tried to play that game by yourself, it's heavily reliant on community, which isn't always a bad thing, especially for an early release indie game, but it's also kind of sad because when I was a kid, games that were coming out from indie people were still playable, were still fully functioning on their own from release, not reliant on a community. And these days, it seems like almost every single indie game that comes out, especially survival games, are super heavily reliant on the community pulling it up and keeping it together, and friends wanting to play with friends on a game. And like, again, that's not always a bad thing. It's just unfortunate that there's so many games these days that don't have their own identity. It's just play this cool creature and play with your friends. Just pretend to be a cool creature while playing with your friends. That's about it. I will also say I was corrected on the comic book. The comic that they're making. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, I heard it from like one person in the comments. Apparently it's actually being made by a fan, and they aren't getting paid to do that. So if that's true, then I was wrong again, and I am totally sorry about that. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a comic. I'm just saying that if they're so desperate to get money, then my underlying question was, why are they making a comic? Why do they have so much merch? Why are they this, and this? If they're so desperate and needing more money. It just was confusing for me, but I'm not great at clarifying things precisely. And like, let's be honest, I'm not a great YouTuber either. I kind of just make content and share my opinions, and that's it. Like, I'm not out here trying to script an entire movie. I'm not trying to lead anybody on. I'm not trying to bring out any falsehoods. I'm not trying to get anybody to attack anybody else. I'm not trying to piss off a bunch of people. It's just opinions. It's just concerns, just frustrations, And there's a lot of people that were happy to hear somebody finally voice an opinion on the game, since people were literally scared to voice their opinions on this game because YouTubers were being banned from playing the game. And if that doesn't tell you that something was seriously wrong with the development of this game, and that the game was shady, then I think you need to rethink your priorities, because that is definitely not okay. And it's not great that people were so quick to jump and defend that. I asked why the Broodwatcher wasn't in the trailer. I watched a few YouTube videos of people who are on and off, like actually in the servers with Jo and his team, and they have interviews with Jo and his team, and they talk to him, and I watched those YouTube videos, and they said the Broodwatcher was pretty much done, except for it needing its audio. Like, it had all of its animations and stuff, except for a swim animation, and it just needed audio, and they showcased it doing all of this stuff. It just didn't have the audio. And it's like, it's easy enough to overlay the audio and match it up with the animation for the trailer. It's not that hard. Or you could just have it chilling in the background, doing whatever it does. It doesn't have to be forefront. It's just, you know, you want to show people that it's there. The Blitz Striker. I said, why isn't the Blitz Striker in it if the Acid Spitter is? And people said, because it's supposed to be a surprise. Okay, well, it's on the loading screen of the game. And it also, like, they've been promoting it a ton in YouTube videos and stuff. Like, it's supposed to be a really cool thing because it's like the first amphitheater, I know I'm probably not saying that right, dragon that people are going to be able to play as, and people are excited about it, and they want to showcase that this is a dragon that they're having for people to play as. But they don't have it in the trailer because it's supposed to be a surprise for new players. Doesn't really make all that much sense to me. Anyway, to me. The Lava Elemental. A lot of people were saying that if the Lava Elemental was in the game, in the trailer, sorry, then the Broodwatcher should be, because the Lava Elemental was like apparently way less done than the Broodwatcher, but then other people were saying that the Broodwatcher was way less done than the Elemental, and it was just like a whole thing. I got a lot of mixed signals from the comments. There's so many people that have said that all of it is super shady, including original backers who have talked to me personally about feeling played by Jo and his team. And all I can say is, as someone who loves creating stuff, when people show interest in the things that I make and like actually get excited about it, it makes me so happy, because that's all I want, is to make people happy, to enjoy content, to enjoy stuff that I make. And for somebody to be able to make a game, which I've always wanted to make games, for someone who was given the opportunity to not only make their game, but was given so much extra money than they even asked for to make their game, and would still go about it in the way that they went about it, is so sad to me, because if I had that opportunity, I would cry. Like, I would actually cry. I'd be so happy. I'd have no idea what to do, but I want to do it right. I don't get it. Personally, I don't understand, but maybe that's just me. Alright, maybe that's just me. Maybe there is a perfectly logical explanation out there as to why everything happened the way that it happened. I feel so sorry for a lot of the backers that have talked to me, because they had so much hope for this game, and they were willing to spend hundreds, some even thousands of dollars on this game just for it to be what it is now. And a lot of people are gonna say, oh well, it's an indie game, games are expensive, they're hard to make, whatever. Yes, they are, but take a look at a ton of other indie games. You know, ones that didn't have the support that Day of Dragons had. Like Project Zomboid, for example. It's been in development for 13 years, which is insane. But it's playable, and they're still working on it, and they're transparent about what they're working on. And they literally, I think they got robbed, and they lost everything, and had to start from scratch, which is one of the biggest reasons why they've taken so long with everything. And they didn't have a Kickstarter, and they didn't get paid a whole bunch of money. You know, they didn't get backed. They've been doing this all on their own. There's tons of other indie games that aren't like this. And some other people with my DLC, concerns about the DLC and the early access DLC, some people were like, okay, but Path of Titans had DLC in the beginning. This game had DLC in the beginning. To me, that doesn't excuse it. Just because some other games have had it doesn't make it all of a sudden better. Like, that's the new staple. We're all just like, yeah, that's just how it is now. We're all okay with that. I'm not. I don't think that's okay. I don't think, especially from a game that earned $500,000 in their Kickstarter, has their own Patreon, and has a game that costs almost $26 on Steam. With DLC. Like, with, you know, like, not including the DLC. And then they also have a website where people can pre-order stuff. And it's just like, it seems ridiculous to me, the amount of ways that they're doing this. If they waited until the 1.0 release to release a DLC, that's totally different. And some games just have so much DLC. It's like everybody is mad at EA for acting the way they're acting, and they're a big corporation, so people are mad about it. But as soon as an indie developer does it, then it's fine now because they need it for their project. It doesn't feel like it should be excused. It doesn't feel right to me. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know the inner workings of all that stuff, so maybe I am horrifically wrong and making a complete fool of myself. To me, it's wrong to do that kind of stuff. But I guess to some people it's right, and I'm the one who's wrong. And that's fine. Opinions are opinions for a reason. Something else I wanted to bring up is, although I got an overwhelming amount of positive comments, and not necessarily people agreeing with me. You don't have to agree with me for it to be a good comment. But just, being polite and raising their opinions and concerns and, politely telling me I was wrong about stuff and letting me know stuff that I actually didn't know and politely letting me know about the SS skin and the chat noise and etc. I appreciate those people. And if you're watching and you are one of those people, I appreciate you, because it's not that hard to just say, hey, you actually were wrong about this, and here's the proof. Or, I heard such and such and such, and, I'm not saying you're wrong, but, this is what I heard, and, it's not hard, okay? It's not hard to just be decent when you're raising a point or a concern or criticizing me. I always give people the benefit of the doubt, and I read the entire comment. And I've read almost every single comment, but after receiving those super long essays that just drained me because they were just so toxic and so mean, I just didn't want to respond anymore. I just didn't want to read anymore. But I still tried to read them. But it kind of sucks, when I wake up in the morning and that's the first thing I see. Because I'm trying to be a involved content creator, and I'm trying to keep my community involved and, make my commenters and viewers and stuff feel like they actually are heard and seen by the person creating the videos. But obviously I can't get to everybody when I get a ton of comments, and I'm not gonna respond to everybody, especially people that are being unreasonable. And I'm gonna have to delete a few comments of people just being insulting and calling me names, and I just don't tolerate that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna tolerate people throwing gendered insults at me, because it's childish and it's unruly behavior. I don't want to be the kind of YouTuber who just ignores all of their commenters because they've gotten so many negative ones, or because they've gotten 2 or 3 really bad ones. I try to read every single one. But man, when I wake up in the morning and see a notification on my phone for just the worst garbage of a comment I've ever seen, that's just insulting and rude, and clearly the person didn't even listen to what I was saying and they were already pissed off for no reason. It is so heartbreaking. It makes me not want to do this anymore. It makes me not want to read any of the comments, which isn't fair to the people who are leaving nice and actually good concerns and good criticism, like those comments. And I really must say, just because I am a woman and have a feminine voice doesn't mean you have the right to call me little girl or sweetheart. And that doesn't make your point valid. It makes you sound creepy. And I don't understand why people talk like that in my comment section. Like, why they think that's okay. And any comments I get like that, I'm not gonna take your opinion seriously anymore. Because there's just no reason. There's no reason to be rude, there's no reason to be insulting, and there's no reason to call me names, especially gendered names. Because that's just gross. There's no reason. There's no logical or valid reason to be calling people that, or saying that, or commenting things like that. Anyway, last of all, I'm actually gonna talk about the Legacy update, and I'm definitely gonna have to cut a bunch of stuff out of this recording. I'm gonna talk about the Legacy update. So, Day of Dragons posted on their Steam, and I also am part of a few Day of Dragons servers on Discord, so I get notifications when they update their servers and stuff, and that is where I get a lot of information as well, is from other Day of Dragons servers. And so they made it so that Legacy, is of course staying up, and also they made it so that any player can access whatever skin from the spawn menu, besides like the random skins that you just kind of have to hope you get lucky. But like all of the Kickstarter skins, all of the Patreon skins, you can have Shimmer, you can have Pearl, you can have anything, and they even made it so admins can grow players to Elder and even Ancient, which is crazy. So, I'm gonna say that that was really cool of them to do that. I'm not sure what made them decide to do that, or why they did it, but it was really, really cool of them, and that's like a step in the right direction in my book, and I'm really glad that they did that. My overall true opinion of the game, which I didn't say in my last video, I guess it came off that I apparently hate the game and want it to fail and whatever. I love dragons. I love dragon games. I want this game to be good. I want it to succeed, and I want it to, you know, reach its full potential. And I know that it's an indie game, and I know that it has a small team of developers, and I know that games are expensive to make. Anyway, so my actual true opinion on the game is like, it's like a 6 out of 10. I know it has potential, and I know it could be better. There's a lot of things that bother me personally, but it's just like a pet peeve of my own, because I'm kind of ornery about a lot of stuff. I'm just concerned because there's a lot of stuff that's just really weird and really shady and really concerning about the development. But with this Legacy update, I'm really impressed, and I hope they continue to move forward in stuff like that. And I mean, not giving their players everything, obviously, but, you know, like, just giving us a hand every once in a while, you know? Like, letting us know that things are still happening and that they're still thinking of their player base. Once again, I feel the need to clarify that this is just me rambling. This is just me talking. It's just my opinion. Just chatting. I consider this as, like, me ranting to some people in a room, and those people will comment down below, you know, how they feel about what I said. And hopefully it will be not awful, not unruly, not rude, not calling me names, not doing any of that childish stuff. Just, my channel is meant for adults. I mark it on every single video, it's not meant for kids. I don't want to 18 plus everything because that's ridiculous, but my channel is meant for an older audience, so I'm expecting people to come in here with reasonable comments and not being rude and unruly just to prove a point, because that's not going to prove your point, it's going to invalidate it. And I'm not going to validate your comments if you're being rude for no reason. I will read them through, even if they come off slightly rude, because it happens sometimes. You know, you get passionate about something and you sound kind of mean, but that's okay. You know, but when it resorts to name-calling and the all caps, "You're wrong, I'm right," nonsense, then I'm not validating it, and I'm not going to put up with it. And I'm probably gonna stop answering or even bothering to engage with comments like that. So if you want to leave a comment, I encourage you to do so. If you think that I'm wrong about anything, let me know. If you have information that I missed or that I don't know, and you know, and you feel like sharing, then I'm always happy to hear, if I missed something, or, if I just didn't know about something, stuff that some people know that I don't know, I love hearing those comments, you're informing me, and I appreciate that. Just keep it civil. That's the word. Civil. This is not a war. This is not a battlefield. My comment section is not Armageddon, alright? It's not the wasteland. You don't need to fight for your life to prove a point. You don't need to come in swords a-swinging, guns a-blazing to prove a point. Just say what you want to say. Get it out, but do it in a civil way. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.